Nokia Arena is very special because it has designed to be multifunctional. Combine the top-level technology to those experiences. I think that's pure magic.
It's a super interesting possibility for us. I personally see it more as like a playing ground and sandbox to test out future innovation and see the limits of technology.
There are different parties that can innovate and utilize the network and use it for the purposes that are important for them.
It's a lot about exploring the unknown and trying out new things and seeing what could be possible.
Openness is very important for us because then we can innovate with different kind of companies over there and find new kind of solutions.
So there are so many different parties that have different needs. And as we there have this open platform where everybody can innovate based on their own needs, that's something really, really inspiring.
We throw ideas, we brainstorm very openly. We get ideas that haven't been invented yet. And also collaboration with Nokia has been very brave in a way that we have the courage to take those into action.
We wanted to be also more than name partner. We really wanted to be this technology partner here and creating something unique.
I'm just curious about all the new opportunities that we can create together. When you bring new people and kind of parties that don't maybe usually work together, this could be a bridge or this sort of platform for meeting new partners and coming together and then ideating all these concepts, what it could be in the future and how to use data.
So as network is open and as we can use it in different ways, it brings a lot of possibilities.
One professor once said that if you can imagine that, someday you can do that.
Hello all, my name is Lauri Alho and welcome to watch Nokia Arena webinar and Summer Trainee Kickoff for 2023. I have here my colleague Ville Juutilainen.
Hi.
And for the next 60 minutes we will be giving you the overview of Nokia Arena, what we have done there and the future possibilities. We hope that you really like the video that we showed you in the beginning. Sofia Fonsen will also give in the later part of this webinar this Summer Trainee Kickoff overview. So during the next 60 minutes we will firstly tell you a little bit about our background in our career, so what we have done, what we ended up to Nokia and what we currently do here. After that we give the overview of Nokia Arena, so how we ended up there and what are the possibilities around it. Then we give you the recap of the year 2022, so a couple highlights that we have done related to the Nokia Arena. And as mentioned, Sofia then gives the Summer 2023 trainee positions. And finally, we have reserved some time for questions and answers. So you have then the opportunity to get answers from us for your questions.
But first, before you leave your questions to us, let's warm up with a question for you. So, have you already visited Nokia Arena?
Okay, there's just to count the answers and... Okay, seems to be that not that many when we compare the proportions.
Yeah, let's wait for a while. There's some answers dripping in.
It starts to look like that 1/3
around
have visited and 2/3 haven't.
Yeah, so good. There's some completely new information for some people and some people already know where the arena is actually.
Should we now move then to the first part of the agenda, so give a short introduction who we are?
Yeah, sure. You have a bit longer career at Nokia, so maybe you should start.
Yeah, why not? So, where should I begin? Maybe we need to go back in time to 2019. That was the year when I first joined to Nokia. So I was studying in Tampere University in the Hervanta campus. At that time I was doing majoring in IT and I had a minor in industrial management. And there were these yrityspäivät, student work recruitment fair arranged, and I joined to that one and visited the Nokia booth, had a short discussion there, and actually ended up for a job interview soon after that. It didn't take long when I then get an offer to join for Nokia for that summer, and since then I have been working at Nokia. I originally started as software developer, so I did some C++ programming, and then I also did my master's thesis to Nokia, so it was related to machine learning. After finishing my master's thesis, I moved to a product owner position, and roughly a year after that I started as a productivity and operational excellence lead in one of our R&D units. So then I ramped up some workflow management processes there for the R&D unit. Then this year came, and the Nokia Arena, and all great possibilities around that one. And for this year I have now been then leading the day-to-day activities from Nokia side in Nokia Arena innovation project related context, and many kind of strings in hand to ensuring that we get those nice experiences and technologies built to the Nokia Arena. And of course both of us are located in Tampere, pretty close to Nokia Arena. But how about you? Would you like to tell your background?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Currently I'm a technical trainee in the Advanced Technology Group, and I work in the Nokia Arena Innovation Project, and my work in a nutshell includes building, testing, and demoing our showcases that we are building. Yeah. But how I end up in the field and the Nokia? Well, originally my career path was taking me to a completely different direction. I was studying a different field, and during my studies I got interested in IT. I didn't have any experience from the field, but I knew some people that were working in the field, and I talked to them and got really interested and decided that, okay, this is the field where I want to work in the future. And then I just applied to Tampere University, got in, and I've been studying there. And currently I'm studying my bachelor's studies, And before Nokia, I was working in this Finnish telecommunication operator in sales and consumer IT support roles. And during last year, I was starting to think that, okay, I have some studies behind me. Maybe it's time to move more into the core area of my studies to work in IT. And I went through some companies and looked through the different job, like these ads. And actually I noticed this ad for this position in LinkedIn, and I got really interested. The job description was really versatile, and there was many boxes that I already ticked in the skill, like the wish list that was in the ad. But there was also some boxes that I didn't tick at that point, and I was thinking that, do I tick enough boxes? And it took quite a long time before I actually got the courage to apply, and luckily I did, and now I got the position here.
Yeah, I think it has been great to work together with you also in this project. And I think you some time ago mentioned about the interview. One thing that came to my mind is that when I joined to Nokia, I had like a 1 hour standard interview. But I think you mentioned that when you were interviewed, it was a little bit different.
Yeah, it was a really different experience for me. I have been also in interviews before, and they have been quite short, maybe max hour interviews. But in this case, first, of course, I got the call, and we had a shorter telephone interview with the hiring manager, and then I got asked to reserve a slot of 4 hours for interview. And I thought that, that's quite a long time for an interview, and I was thinking that maybe there are multiple people in the interview, like a group interview or something like that. But actually, it was reserved only for me. So I got 4 hours there to show my skills and who I am as a person. and it was a really nice experience, and I really like that.
Yeah, I think people really kind of invest to the in recruiting phase to really kind of understand that.
Yeah.
What is the people all about?
Yeah. And I have heard also that, as you said, that there are different kind of interviews and how hiring managers work.
I think it also depends on what kind of positions you are looking after. That what kind of characteristics they are looked through.
Yeah, and about my daily work, some days I work physically in the arena, doing some tests or demoing our showcases, and some days I work here in the office, doing some pre-test, for example, or working with software tools. And one of the most interesting things in this work is that I have been able to work with so many different people inside and outside Nokia.
That's true, yeah. And I think we will, or you can also mention during this webinar, when we recap the year, you can also, or we can see where we have been involved in various different occasions. Should we move forward and give the overview of Nokia Arena then? Okay, maybe I can give a couple of words about that one. So, as we saw, not all of you have yet visited the Nokia Arena. I hope most of you know where Nokia Arena is, but the ones who haven't been heard of that much, well, it's in Tampere, Finland, located new arena. And it is a multi-sports venue. Most of the time there are ice hockey evenings played. There are some music events, award ceremonies, of course some private events too. And how Nokia Arena story started, I would say we need to go back in time by a year to 2021 November. And you can see actually here in this slide a couple sentences or quotes from the press release that was published during that time. So, as Tommi Utto stated there, the vision was and is to deploy the latest technology to make the visitor experience at the arena unique. And I think that's all about the Nokia Arena, that it is an environment where we have multiple opportunities and kind of open playground to think, what should we do? And based on that, we start to realize the vision, and we can call it as a platform, or Nokia Arena as a platform. And what it means is that there are many different technologies, capabilities, different data available, and those can act as a building blocks to create those new, maybe safer, more evolved and better visitor experience in the arena. And of course, we see that it's a great opportunity to partner up with different companies also and bring together something totally new, innovative, that haven't been done before. And of course, it's a 5-year journey that has just started, so there are still lots to be researched and studied in this context. And maybe to give a little more concrete on this side, there are some high-level, top-level categories and just a couple of examples where we are looking things. And one example are these superimposed visuals and augmented reality, meaning that with ecosystem partners, we are able to think that how we could provide totally new visitor experiences, for example, the arena. You might think that what if you could, during the game physically, be able to see some information that is usually available only when you are watching, as an example, ice hockey from home. What if you could combine both of those information, so the best parts of the both sides in this case? Then of course you might think that what if you would like to go to see a show in the arena, but sadly it's sold out, or you just cannot physically be there. Maybe there could be solutions to experience the event remotely, but still get the same kind of physical immersion and the feeling that you are part of the live event, even though that you are physically away. And then of course there are many other areas also that can be tackled and thought of. One of those are those IoT, scene analytics and public safety, because entertainment, it's what Arena is all about, but from the platform point of view, we can also tackle those areas and maybe provide some totally new solutions on those categories. But that's about the vision and background. And Ville, should we now move to more concrete actions of what we did during this year?
Yeah.
Okay, would you like to give a few words?
Yeah, so we have had quite many interesting things happening in the arena during the last year. And if we start from the June, during Tampere Smart City Week. Tampere Smart City Week is an event for everyone interested in smart city development. And during that week, there was this Tampere Smart City Week conference or expo, where we had a couple of our showcases there, and we demoed them for the visitors. So it was a busy month and busy week.
Yeah.
But if we start from this showcase, so we built this 5G millimeter wave all wireless video streaming. So what we actually had, we had a 4K camera in the conference area, and it was filming the happening or the event there. So it like the background image in this slide, like this kind of view there. And we were streaming that view from the camera through 5G millimeter wave network to the Arena lobby, where we had a monitor and 5G modem. So people could just go in the lobby and see what's happening inside that conference. So it was really nice demo, and we built it together with Elisa and Kepit systems. So we run it over Elisa's network, and Kepit system provided us the cameras and the encoders and decoders.
Yeah, I think that was a quite nice collaboration. Just a simple, neat showcase to show that hey, we don't need actually physical camera cables. And also provide high quality 4K video live stream all over fully wirelessly.
You need a quite a bigger bit rate.
I think we cannot anymore rely on 3G technologies on that one. Yep. Okay, so you mentioned this Nokia Arena VR.
Yeah, sure. We also had this Nokia Arena VR showcase there. So as you can see in the picture in the left, we had 360 degrees cameras on a tripod and 5G millimeter wave modems. So those cameras were like 8K cameras, so resolution is big, and we streamed the view from the cameras through 5G millimeter wave network to the server. And in the server side, we had Nokia's technology there processing the stream, and it was sent down from there through 5G network to the 5G modem, and finally to the VR headset. And basically people just could come to our booth. If you switch the slide. So this actually a view from our booth. So in the left you can see the camera there, and there's some visitor testing the showcase. So people could just come there on the Nokia booth, put the headset on, and access the live cameras through 5G millimeter wave network. So it was really cool demo there.
Yeah, and maybe I can show one slide. So it was actually a combination. Sadly, when they went to Tampere Smart City Week ongoing, of course, they went the ice hockey rink and ice avail. That would have been interesting to combine both of those. But from the experience point of view, I think it was quite. Visitors were really amazed when they were able to put the headset on. Then there were the camera. They were either able to see themselves actually also, because the latency it was less than 1 second, because we used some Nokia technologies there to really kind of optimize the data path and so on. I think it was amazing from visitor point of view. Put the VR headset on. Hey, now I'm in this Nokia booth. Hey, now I switch to the other booth, or I go to watch the stage, what is happening there. And then you were also able to see this ice hockey. So you were able to see some archive footage, what it would be, what it would look like to watch ice hockey.
Yeah, and I was during the Tampere Smart City Week, I was responsible making sure that these demos are working, and for example in this demo to make sure that everything is there and working, like the 360 degrees cameras that they are on, the pipeline is working, and so on.
Yeah, I think you had quite a busy days there. Just looking, everything is running, and then also in the stand at some points of the time. But I think that was quite a nice week, and
busy week.
Yeah,
because of the
and based on the, as we can see in this slide, also the amazement. So it's still kind of when we were developing this one, and when we tried ourselves, and I at least were very amazed about this solution. Then I thought, that, well, is this really something amazing that when the others use that? But I think I haven't seen a single people who wouldn't be kind of happy and amazed that, wow, this is something they have never really seen before.
Yeah, because this is not something that you can experience every day, basically.
Yeah.
That's just like...
Yeah, but hey, we have actually the video for you to give even better understanding what's that all about. So now we will show you this 2 minutes quick video, and then we can shortly continue discussion on that one. Welcome to Nokia Arena. So now we will show you the Nokia Arena VR demo. Ville puts the VR headset on, and we can see from television the same view that Ville looks through the VR headset. The headset tracks his hands, and when he closes the other hand and points towards the start button, he can start the demo. Okay, now the Nokia Arena is falling from the sky, and digital city of Tampere is getting built up. We can also identify a couple landmarks in this view from Tampere. Now when the Nokia Arena gets built up, we can teleport inside the arena. In this view, we can see a couple blue hotspots all around the ice hockey rink. Now when Ville points any of those, he can go to watch the game from that location. So there is some ice hockey game ongoing. Then if he wants to look the game from any other angle, he can just point any of those blue hotspots and go to watch it there. And if he wants to see some content from the opposite end of the game, he can point towards the south goal. And when he wants to end the VR demo, he can go back to the VR home. And that's about it. Now back to the Tampere office.
Yeah, I think that's a quite good clip how it actually looked like, and I'm still hyped about it. It's a cool demo in technology-wise and also in experience-wise.
Yeah, and I think the most interesting thing is that was created. There was the ability to change between different cameras inside a digital twin of Nokia Arena. So usually, or based on my experience, usually if you have a multiple camera streams, you can just have some sort of drop-down box and go camera there, camera A, camera B, and so on. But on that one, you kind of can retain the awareness that where you are actually and which camera you would like to go. Then just pointing towards that, quite intuitive, and get straight to the action from that location.
Yeah, and as you can see, there was the three like digital twin of the arena there, so you can just actually move in the digital twin.
But I think we might now move to the next section, or anything to add for Tampere Smart City Week.
Just the reactions that we showed it to quite many people, and people were amazed, and it was nice 2 days there.
Yep. Okay, what else we have done relating to Nokia Arena is there were also during the June this record-breaking 2 gigabits per second 5G uplink speeds, and you can actually see in this picture the real 5G millimeter wave radio. So that's the one which actually then gets all the data when the phones transfer the 5G millimeter wave signals. As a background, so there were during the June, the press release announced that Nokia and Elisa achieved over 2 gigabits per second 5G uplink speeds on millimeter wave with Qualcomm solutions, and I think that was also, we were kind of in the background, securing or looking that, capturing the footage and looking that things go in the arena nicely. And I think this was one of the greatest moments or one of the highlights, at least in my year, when I was able to hold a 5G device in Nokia Arena. And then actually click there that start the speed test. And then I was able to see that crazy high speeds. Maybe we can take a quick look of the actual speed record there. So we can see there the same that is in the internet available. So there is actually the speed test ongoing from the 5G device, and we can see 2.1 gigabits uplink. So from the device to the internet.
Yeah, and on the left side you can see the previous best result of the day.
Yeah, it is already 2.1, but yeah, now it's reached the peak. So 2.106.3 megabits per second. And I think that's quite a lot. And sometimes firstly, when I think my own home, I have something like 1 gigabit maximum wired connectivity available there. Then I have in my hand a device which can wirelessly transfer 2 gigabits. I don't know where we even need the wires anymore.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah. But that was one of the nice things. Of course, there were many people from Nokia and Elisa and Qualcomm, very talented people pulling this together and making it happen. But it was great to be part of this one too. Then maybe another highlight of the year is Extended Reality Plus 5G millimeter wave hackathon. So this was done at the turn of September, October. It was a 1 weekend hackathon, and this was actually done together with Qualcomm, Elisa, CGI, Business Tampere, City of Tampere, and UltraHack. And as a background, it was a hackathon. I would say it aimed to find new solutions to combine and utilize extended reality concepts and then these 5G millimeter waves. Because the 5G millimeter waves, those enable quite a high bandwidth, so transmission speeds, as we saw, those 2 gigabits in uplink, and low enough latencies also, so when we really need to get really quickly information from the internet to the devices, I think the 5G millimeter waves are quite good on that one. So then there were teams for the weekend trying to create some new solutions, thinking outside the box, how to combine those. There are a couple of snapshots from the internet relating to that one. And I would say it was once again nice to spend a weekend around these activities with partners, and there's also my first time trying the AR or XR classes. And it's amazing when you just put the headset or these glasses on, you still see the real world, but then you also kind of get some added object. You can see there's a cube and I can just grab it with my hand and play around, get some additional information about the room as an example. And I think it's quite feels great to live this century,
definitely,
with all of this technology. And you were in the background then in this hackathon.
Yeah, I was working in the background, preparing and making sure that the event is going smoothly. So.
Yeah, and then I was also from the Nokia point of view, then looking that in the arena everything goes smoothly in this hackathon. But I have to say it was quite a great event and great collaboration and of course a great team and technology that was tested there. And also there were many students actually joining on that one, because there were multiple teams, and I think quite many of those were actually students. And if thinking about the career opportunities and CVs and references, I think if you are also able to join to any of those hackathons, creating there something new, I think that's quite valuable when you are applying to jobs.
Yeah, I'm always amazed how because the hackathons is normally quite short in time period, and people are really like able to in that short time create something like extraordinary.
48 hours only time.
Yeah.
So they get the new devices and new kits and kind of now do something great. And then they pull out amazing stuff in just a couple of days. Yeah. But as said, quite nice hackathon, and as you can see, quite a lot of already happened during this year at the Arena, where you can also see those. Maybe we can move on now to the Nokia Arena on social media. So there are a couple of highlights or just snapshots from this year. And as you can see, there are posts from LinkedIn. Then I have seen something else on Facebook. And there's this Nokia Finland Instagram account. It's actually quite good account. It's solely, I think, focused on the Nokia Finland offices, and it also gives a glimpse how it feels like to work at Nokia. So I at least propose to all of you to follow that account. But then also there is in LinkedIn our people who collaborate in this project. You can find posts from them, and I also quite actively in LinkedIn then put some updates whenever we have something to tell about the Arena context. But
maybe we should give the stage to Sofia.
Yeah, maybe we bring the Sofia now, and she can give then the summer trainee kickoff information.
Thanks, Lauri and Ville. How interesting was that? But so is this next topic also, since today is the day when we have launched our summer trainee campaign for the next summer. My name is Sofia Fonsen, and I'm working as talent attraction partner, and I'll introduce you and tell you more about our trainee possibilities. Did you know that Nokia hires every year around 500 trainees? Trainees are very important to us, and we appreciate them a lot. Traineeship is also a very great way to know what is it work in a big company like Nokia, and of course great way to start your career path already during your studies. Like I said, today is the day that we have opened our next summer trainee campaign. We will hire hundreds of trainees for each our site in Finland, Espoo, Tampere and Oulu. We have opened pool RRs for each city, and you will find all our trainee possibilities in our webpage, www.nokia.com/careers, and there is also the QR code that you can use. Please apply latest end of the March to our summer trainee positions. So, what are we looking for? We are looking for trainees working with us software development, software testing, automation and integration, system on chip development, and hardware testing and integrations. But don't be afraid of the list. There is just mentioned what kind of technologies we are using and the trainees are working with. We don't expect you to be experts and know everything already. Basic understanding for some of the technical skills is enough. Please tell us in your cover letter what are you looking for and what are you interested of, so that we know how to match your profile to our trainee possibilities. And like mentioned in the soft skills, it's very important for us Nokians that we are always willing to learn more, and it's important to us that people are developing themselves. We appreciate also good communication skills, and we are looking for team players with agile thinking. We are looking for persons with good attitude and hinge of knowledge about technical skills. So don't hesitate to apply. Here are a couple common tips for your job application. Keep your CV simple, not too long, couple pages is enough, and check the spelling. Remember to modify your CV and cover letter for each job that you are applying. You can also show your personality, soft skills, mention soft skills in the CV, and modify the outfit of the CV using, for example, colors and different fonts. You can tell us about your those skills, and please also remember to send your CV and application in English, since our working language is English. But don't be afraid of it, you will get used to it sooner than you notice. And please add your study record there as well, so that we can see what kind of courses you have had. An extra tip, keep your LinkedIn profile updated, because it's kind of your virtual CV. You can find us different recruiting events in Finland, all the way from the capital area to Oulu. And here are listed couple events that are coming and we are participating. Please don't hesitate to come to say hello and introduce yourself. We have usually our hiring managers there with us, so you can straight away have a short invitation to the interview like Lauri had. And also we have our Nokia Young Professionals there in the stand, so they can tell you about their career paths and how to combine studies and working life. In those pictures, you can see our last year summer trainees, and we are organizing a lot of different happenings to our summer trainees and our people and employees in Nokia. And it's very important. It's not hard working all the time. We also like to have fun. And like Lauri and Ville mentioned, you can find us, Nokia Arena, and of course Nokia in the social media. And you can find more about us and how is it to work in Nokia. You can find us at Nokia in TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and our own Nokia Finland Instagram channel. So please take a look and follow us. We are looking forward to see your application and meet you in the recruiting events and maybe working with us during next summer. So now we can move to the Q&A part. So let's invite Lauri and Ville back.
Okay, so let's move now to the Q&A part, and it seems to be we have a couple of questions here. We are looking those through in the laptops.
Yeah, maybe we start with this one. What is the default infrastructure in Nokia Arena that can be used for innovation?
Yeah, from Nokia Arena point of view, we are working towards to create this platform and ecosystem. And there are, for example, this 5G millimeter wave network in the Arena at the moment. And we are working with the partners, of course, to bring together the different technologies and capabilities. So I would say that it's in progress, and of course there are plans to get many exciting and different APIs and data sources available to be used for many other people also, but of course the ecosystem partners there. There is one for Sofia, maybe I can ask that one. So is there any opportunity for data-related trainee position like data engineering or data analyst?
Yeah, so all our summer trainee positions they are launched now in the career web page. So you can apply through that and write your cover letter that what are you interested in about and what are your main skills. So then we can match you to the right position.
Yeah, I think there are many opportunities. So
yes, indeed, they are all there listed.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about this one? I think this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what were the challenges you faced with setting up the millimeter wave connections?
I think that if you think about this Nokia Arena VR demo as an example, where we had the cameras and then the connection, the network and the servers running and then the downlink. Maybe you can actually...
Yeah, there are many moving parts there, and you have to like combine them and make sure that everything works as they should, and combining them and making sure that the whole pipeline is working. So like orchestrating the whole thing to work in like one.
Yeah, and I would say it's not in the end millimeter wave. Of course, when the radios are there and things are there, then it's configuring and ensuring that the bits move from one location to another, and then in the end as quickly as possible to the VR headsets.
Yeah.
Because when we were giving this live demo, I think it was that when people put the headset on and waved to each other, they were able to see themselves waving near real time. It was something like 1 second when they were experiencing that. So, of course, there are always kind of, as in every project, you face some problem, then you find a solution, and then you might get another problem. You need to tweak this parameter, this configuration. But then when everything is in the long run solved, then it's nice to have a working solution there.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most interesting things also in this work, that you kind of get to create something new, and then there are really novel problems. So sometimes not even you cannot go to Stack Overflow or any place and have how to solve this one. You really have to bring your own new ideas.
Yeah, it's not in the most searched things in Google. It's a completely new problem to solve.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do we have here? So, this one for Sofia. So, what is the deadline to apply for summer trainee position?
Oh yeah, it's end of the March. But of course, since we have a lot of trainee positions always going on, so there might be open positions after that as well. Yeah, but the summer trainee period, it ends end of the March.
Okay.
I would like to ask about which kind of programming language for using the IoT.
So Internet of Things,
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I would kind of in generally say that there are many different, of course, Internet of Things devices in the world, and based on my own experience, for example, usually they are what I have used, maybe not that much in the work related, but C++ and of course, if we think about Raspberry Pis, maybe that can even be considered as an IoT device.
Yeah.
So then you run the Linux and do shell bash scripting and so on.
Python.
And then you develop applications on top of that. Maybe you have a web server running and so on. But I wouldn't. I think that's hard to give any kind of exact. I think there are many programming languages that are used in the IoT devices.
Okay, do we have still?
Yeah, there is. I think that one is for Sofia. So I have already applied to a traineeship presented earlier in November. Should I also apply for other interesting positions opening now?
Yeah, definitely, yes. If there is something that you find very interesting, so yes, please go ahead. We don't have any limit how many applications you can send, so definitely go ahead. How about if I ask for you guys? There is one question. How easy it is to learn new skills or improve your knowledge on new topics through your job, or are you stuck in the position you start working?
How easy? Well, it depends. How much work you put in the process of learning. If you work hard and concentrate, it might be easier to learn new things. And during my over half a year, I've learned a lot during this over half a year, and I'm really happy about that because there are many new things and completely new solutions that need many different things in the background. I have to know many things in the background, so I have had to learn many things and quite quickly. And yeah, so it depends how much work you put in it. And yes, I have learned many things during the half year.
Yeah, I can also give my own example. I think through my kind of career so far at Nokia, I have actually ended up to do in the end something different what I was originally planned to do. Or that when I started in any of the roles, I do something, and there, of course, when I was software developer as an example, when I did some C++ backend development, I also ended up to identify that, hey, there are some processes that maybe I could improve and maybe add some modifications, automation, scripting and so on. And then if you are just interested, I think Nokia is a great company from that point of view, that you're also free to try and free to create. And then if there is something really new and which benefits everyone, then the best case is that it actually gets integrated to the existing processes and ways of working and so on. But at least I have to say that the position don't be locked into the position that is currently on you. You are always free to expand your knowledge outside what you are currently doing. And sometimes it might be that you need to solely focus on your main role and responsibilities and get the job done. But then there are, of course, always the times when there is a little bit more free time kind of in the work perspective, and you can then study something new. And I think in Nokia we also there is this kind of learning culture that we are encouraged to learn really something outside our own roles. So I think that's my answer for that one.
Yeah, and I've during the bit over half a year, I've also felt this in the community.
Yeah. Do we still have something? Let's see.
Yeah, there is one question about the master's thesis work.
Related. Yeah, maybe I can ask that one from you. So my question is, does Nokia hire master's thesis workers who hasn't worked at Nokia before? I am looking for a position where I could do my master's thesis. Thank you.
Yeah, please send your application to us. Yes, So of course, yes, we are hiring also master's thesis workers. So you can apply to the trainee positions and then mention in the cover letter that, hey, I'm actually also looking for master's thesis positions, and then we can modify and check the right place for you.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I start to look at the time we have now quite soon on top of the hour. I think we have now to move forward. So thank you all for the questions. Hopefully these answers helped you to understand better the opportunities at Nokia and what we do at Nokia. So our time is now ending. Thank you for joining for this webinar, and well, we don't make an encore for you here, but because there are still a couple of minutes left, we would like to put roughly 5 minutes video still playing after we have wrapped up this webinar, so you might get a glimpse of the future and all the possibilities that we have in the Nokia Arena. Anything from Ville or Sofia?
Okay. Well, on my behalf also thank you for participating, and thanks for all the questions, and hopefully we maybe see you working here.
Indeed. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, stay safe and have a wonderful rest of the year. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There's hundreds and thousands of people working on the Arena, and they are connected to Arena network, and they are utilizing the services of the Arena network for their own purposes.
For customer, I would say that it's a kind of journey that becomes seamless, and then you really don't notice that you are using maybe different services as it's all put together.
We are doing a lot of work already now with the sport broadcasters and making different kind of live events. This Arena is one of the good places that we can in a controlled environment, test new kind of things.
Already ice hockey, you can see how fast the puck goes there and how fast they skate or what happens there. All stats are available now.
You can put on the VR headset and see the details, see the action in a very personal way.
The camera is placed next to the artist, so then you are next to the artist really, so that's very fascinating.
The customer doesn't even need to know about all of the technology behind over there, but it really creates a new kind of experiences and they think, wow, this is something different now.
Really important role in this, especially with the moving cameras and microphones, because the slicing and all those features with what 5G really gives in technology side, it enables all that.
Really crucial also for the business-to-business kind of environment that there's a reliability. For example, now when we are filming some kind of concert over there, so that we could utilize the 5G network and all of the capabilities of that, we need to be sure also that it's working 100%. For example, I told you about this esports part, that it needs to really be working all the time. There cannot be a millisecond kind of glitch.
Musical artists around the world, they could make a kind of a gig together, even they are from different parts of the world and not actual same physical place.
I would probably want to see some crazy collaboration and also the hologram artists dancing with them.
Maybe even like interact with the artist. It feels totally realistic that you are actually talking with the artist in virtual reality. You're having your own conversation with him, and it can be like a fake enough to pass as a real experience. I think that would be quite mind-blowing.
We can bring the camera into places where you can't access and give like access to secret locations or weird locations, like if we think about drone cameras or anything, like you could pay for being a fly on the roof.
We really can show what are the opportunities of 5G. Now we have been starting with the basic stuff, but in the arena we can showcase all the fancy stuff.
There are also a lot of spectators, so we can build new kind of entertaining kind of things for them also. We can tell them how should they approach the arena, what is the parking lot that they should be taking.
If we go back to the, for example, shows or gigs, you could see what it is, get information, see where you can buy it maybe while you're still watching the thing, like I want to have those shoes, and then they come at home secretly, and when you go to home they're already there.
Using this network as a code type of platforms has been very beneficial. It's the future of things.
We really believe in having these ecosystems and having these like joint ventures together. Well, I think openness is extremely important.
All these kind of things become possible that were never possible before, and that's like the fantastic part because it hasn't been done.